Tony, how many millennials in your office? How many do you work with?
We're actually about a third of our team is millennials, but I have a lot more experience because I have two daughters that are millennials too. So I think I've got a pretty good grip on what motivates them. Biggest things for me, I think they've grown up in a world that technology has enabled so many different things to happen for them. And so as a result of that, they act very differently, right? And so I think that manifests itself in the way they travel, in the way they book travel, in the way they experience travel, in the way they share travel.
So I've got children from the age of 18 down to 1. I think it's more than technology, though. It's not just about they're being more tech savvy, but they have a different attitude. I think the expectations they have, the confidence that they have, that they bring on day one into the workforce of the ability to take on anything, do anything, and the expectation that the company is going to give them the freedom to do that.
They're very upwardly mobile, they're very aggressive, they're very passionate about what they do, they dive in, they will typically lead and say, hey, I think I can figure this out for myself. And that at times is kind of flows counter to what we historically have done.
Can you notice things are different at your company because of it?
I think we've become more adaptive. This one-size-fits-all policy doesn't work. It clearly doesn't work for millennials when you compare how they travel and how let's say somebody in my generation did 20 years ago. And I typically will fly into a city, do my business, and fly out. That's not the case necessarily with millennials. So they're a lot more into exploring the market. They'll spend more money. They'll spend more time on their own. Tremendous opportunity for suppliers to create a different relationship with folks who are going to not only go there for business, but then maybe stay a little bit longer.
The tools that we have today, are they fit for the expectations, right? Are they consumerized? Are they personal enough that people are going to adopt them in the same way that we've been pushing other generations too?
The trick for travel managers or travel buyers would be to incorporate their feedback. And isn't it a little bit of just basic communication that we struggle with, right? So I don't know that I even try to leave a voicemail anymore because they respond better to text messaging. From a travel manager perspective, I think they need to be aware of that. They need to be aware that it's not that they don't want to receive your message. They might want to receive it in a slightly different delivery mechanism, right? And so for the travel managers out there, A, you can't ignore them, but B, I think they bring a lot of positives to the equation.
I totally agree. And the communication point, I think, is the one that you miss at your own peril, because this is true for all generations. Travel policy can quickly become that dusty document on the shelf. And if it forces us to finally communicate things in bite-sized chunks at the right time to give people information about why we've built a program this way, or what are the benefits of staying at that hotel or flying on that airline. I really think the attitude about millennials and somehow being disruptive is something that we need to turn around and say, this is an opportunity for us as an industry to evolve, and maybe faster than we would without them, to a place where everybody's better off. And bottom line, they probably will be your boss someday, so let's get them happy.
Absolutely. And the other thing I would just offer as advice, given you've got a long way to go, is that you should see if you can develop an app that will make your kids clean their room.
If I had done that, I wouldn't be sitting here talking to you.